What is going on, everyone? This is me, Prasanna Balakrishnan, back again, this time for the review of India 1, Afghanistan 1, in an absolutely bored, dull, dreadful encounter. Yes, we needed a draw just to qualify for the third round of the AFC Asian Cup qualifications for 2023, but that doesn't mean you play for a draw, do you? That's what we played for, a draw. The lineups I'm going to get to in a minute. But before I go into any deep into this review, I would like all of you to like this video, subscribe to my channel for more content. I'll be doing regular content on Euros as well as cricket that is coming up. Lots of games coming up. So there will be a lot of content on my video as well. And share it amongst all your friends who love watching football and Indian football and European football as well. So the lineups didn't have much of a problem with. The lineups, this is what we went out with our lineup. And we started obviously Gurpreet Singh Sandhu in goal. We switched to a back four in Rahul Beke, Subhasis Bose, Sana Singh, and Sandesh Jingan. Glenn Martins was in the midfield as well. He had a good performance against Bangladesh. Brandon Fernandes, who I thought was the man of the match against Bangladesh. Suresh and Ashik Kurunian make up the wings, and we play with two strikers up top in Manveer Singh and Sunil Chetri. Anu Thapa was back on the substitutes bench. So were the likes of Liston Colasso, Bipin Singh, Sahal Abdul Samad, Pritam Kotal, etc., who some of them who didn't play. So we started a bit of the front foot because Afghanistan actually started slowly. To be fair, we didn't create clear-cut chances, as you can say. As a matter of fact, both teams didn't create that many clear-cut chances. Both Afghanistan had to win so that they could directly qualify for the third round of the AFC Asian Cup qualifiers, whereas we needed just a draw and we could directly go to the third round. Afghanistan can still make it to the third round. The best four teams from the fourth position, they make it directly, or they come through a playoff round, which will be held later in this year, probably. That's what we have to see. But yeah, we did start well, but our final ball was lacking. Brandon Fernandes, again, I think he had a pretty decent game, but not a great game as what he had against Bangladesh. And in fact, our whole team, we were absolutely flat. There was no intensity, there was no urgency. It's like we just thought that, okay, we'll play for a draw and we will get a draw. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. One of the big games where we actually played for a draw, and every Indian fan will remember this, was when India played Bahrain in the 2019 AFC Asian Cup. We needed just a draw to qualify as the third best team in the group, I believe. The best third place teams would have qualified, and we just played for a draw. No, we liked the intensity that we had in the first two games against Thailand and against UAE. Thailand, we had a superb second half. We won it 4-1. UAE, there was so much intensity, there was urgency. We gave it everything, and we were unlucky not to score and concede 2 goals. So Bahrain, we thought, okay, we'll just sit back and park the bus and try to hit them on the counter attack. And that's not how it always works. You're gonna give the opposition one or two chances, and they are gonna put one in the back of the net. And it was looking for as we were going to get a draw, but that's not how always happens. This happened. This absolute brain dead tackle from Pranay Halder in the penalty box. They get a penalty and they're going to score. You're not going to get lucky every single time. Yes, one or two times you might get lucky, like the game against Qatar earlier in the group, where we somehow got a 0-0 draw against them. I still don't know how. They had so many chances against us, and Gurpreet Singh Sandhu, the likes of Adil Khan and Sandesh Jingan, they were absolute monsters in defense and didn't allow anything to go through. But that's how you not always play. Afghanistan, to their credit, they actually did make quite a game out of it, if not for the final ball. And we were absolutely toothless in attack. The likes of Sunil Chetri, he was absolutely isolated. Manveer Singh was trying to do things. Brandon Fernandes did have a half decent game at best, if you want to say. In defense, we didn't have much problems because I don't think Afghanistan laid a glove on us. I mean, there were some shots from outside the box and here and there, but none of them hardly tested Gurpreet. They were either straight to him or team shots that went wide of the post. He didn't have to make a great save, so to speak, to keep us in contention for the game. But as the second half progressed, it looked like we were playing for the draw. We took off the likes of Sunil Chetri, we took off Brandon Fernandes. Yes, we didn't bring in Apuya. We did bring in Liston Colasso, two attacking players, but it looked like high probability that we were going to go for the draw. And The Afghanistan goalkeeper suddenly decides that, oh, the game is drying up. We should give them some goals. Let me give them a goal instead. Yay! How does that work? And that's how our goal. That's how we actually scored. There was some good play from Master Kunund on the left hand side. A cross came in. It was a routine take for the goalkeeper, but he flaps his lines and he allows the ball to go through to his own net. I mean, how that happened, I'm still very puzzled by that because we didn't deserve that goal. Yes, but okay, we got that goal. We should have been able to defend that, but we didn't defend that. They go on the attack, and Rahul Beke doesn't clear his lines. He was one of the reasons we lost against Qatar, giving away. He got himself sent off, and we played against 10 men. I mean, we might have lost anyway, but again, I'm not sure what Rahul Beke brings to this team. Better than Preetham Kotal, to be honest. Rahul Beke didn't clear his lines. He allowed the player to go through, and let's be honest, it was a very good finish. A curler hit the post and went back in. Good pitch, and could not do anything about it. Why was no one marking the Afghanistan player who scored? I still don't know. But they were looking on the upper attack, and once they got the actually before they scored, we actually thought we scored because there was some absolute brilliant work done by Ashik Union on the left hand side. There was the time when we actually woke up. We scored and then we woke up. We had a great chance. Ashik Union was running down the left hand side, going past 2 or 3 players, and just when he was about to pass it to I think it was Manveer Singh who applied the finishing touch. When he was about to, the ball did seem to just cross the line. Ashik did plead his case, but from the angle what we saw, from the angle what was shown on TV, it did look like it just crossed the line before the ball went to the back. The cross went in and the ball went into the back of the net. But there were some signs, and I thought, okay, we're going to score 2. But no, we didn't. We just sat back and allowed them to attack. And in the final minutes, if they had anything up front and if they had better crossers, they would have been 2-1 ahead. They would have won the game, and we would have slipped down to 4th position and hope we are one of the best 4th place teams to qualify directly for the 3rd round. Else we would have had to go through the qualifiers. So this is absolutely, I felt this was an appalling performance. We played for a draw. Yeah, we got it. 3rd place is somehow secured. Here's the final table. Qatar obviously top of the table. Well deserved. They are the Asian champions. Why would they not finish top of the group as well? Oman finished 2nd in 15 points. I think they still have a game in hand. I have to see the full table. I think they have a game in hand, but they were finishing 15 points anyway. We finished 3rd with 7 points, with 1 win and 3 draws. The team below us is Afghanistan, who are just a point below us, and Bangladesh finished in last position. We did finish better in terms of position compared to what we did last time, but compared to the quality of opponents, we should have finished. We should have actually challenged for 2nd. The opportunities we had. Our first game against Oman at home, we were absolutely brilliant in the first half. We went 1-0 ahead. Within the last 10 minutes, we absolutely tired out, and we could not hold on to the victory. We gave them away 2 goals. We bounced back against Qatar, got a wonderful draw, 0-0 draw, and then thinking, okay, we can kick on from this and we can go on to bigger and better things. But no, against Bangladesh at home in Kolkata, we absolutely, again, it was a terrible performance. No intensity, lack of urgency, and in fact, we were lucky to even get a point out of the game. We actually stole a point from Bangladesh's 3. And even again in the next game against Afghanistan away, where we just got a draw in the last minute due to a corner which Brandon Fernandes took and Len Dungal scored. And we lost against Oman. We didn't put a great performance, but we did lose to an offside goal. That goal was pretty offside, but we didn't do enough in that game to earn a draw either. And against Qatar, we just sat back hoping for something. Rahul Beke got sent off. We lost the game 1-0. And Bangladesh, yes, we did put in a good performance. We won 2-0, but that seems like an anomaly now. We just won 1 game this whole qualifying campaign, the same as last time where we beat Guam on the last match day. We should have actually been challenging for 2nd, if not finish 2nd. And this was very, very disappointing. But we move on to the 3rd round of the qualifying campaign. There are some interesting teams there in the hunt. We can possibly draw Philippines or Turkmenistan or Kuwait, one of them teams, because From what I saw, they are the confirmed teams in pot 2 and pot 4. We are in pot 1. Before we move on, do you guys want stay match in or stay match out? I'm still sitting on the fence because we hardly play as an international team and we don't get much of these games often. So I would give him till the Asian Cup. Hopefully, we qualify for that. If we don't qualify for the Asian Cup, sack him immediately, and then give him till the Asian Cup. If he qualifies, and see how much we go, how far we go in the tournament. That's how much I would give him time. Some people want him out because of the way he plays and the tactics we're using, um, which is not acceptable. Yes, but I still think he just needs a bit more time because these players, we have to give them cut some slack for them. They are hardly playing, and this is they played 3 games in the last few days after a long break from the ISL layoff, which finished around March. So, and they have to be in a bubble, etc. It might sound as excuses, but it is what it is. That's it for my review.